So yesterday last night we were talking about the certain aspects from Parashat Tetzei, and we mentioned that the parasha starts with a war, ends up in a war, and all mitzvot in the middle, and we'll try to connect the thread somewhat. So again, just to summarize the Parashat Tetzei deals mainly in the mitzvot, which is really the mitzvot. One of the main focal point of the mitzvot is to implant into us the ability to apply holiness to daily activities. That's why a person does mitzvot throughout the day. It's not like you will do one time, you will do a thing and you're okay. I mean, certain aspects of Christianity, all you got to do is, come to a mass on Christmas, you're okay. They do something bad, you do a couple of Hail Marys and so on. No, in Judaism, every act that you do, every act that you do is thought about and is associated with the mitzvah. As the Rama says, right, the Shiviti Hashem, the concept of I contemplate on Hashem on any action that I do throughout the day is a big yesod in Avodat Hashem, in Yirat Shamayim. Therefore, everything that I do becomes a kedusha, an act of kedusha, and so are the mitzvot. The mitzvot are here to implant in us, or to help us, holiness and kedusha in our daily routines and in our life. And by doing so, living life as a Jew, which is very interesting, it positions Judaism in a different category than other religions. Judaism does not require you to go through extreme self-torturing or fasting or anything like this, or to be celibate and so on and so forth. Or Judaism does not require you, on the contrary, Judaism does not require you to break away from daily, regular activities. On the contrary, it encourages you. Al tiyeh poresh min hatzibur. Don't isolate yourself from the people. You be a part of the people. The trick is to find holiness when you are immersed with the people, when you are in everything that you do. And that's what we started to say yesterday, that there aren't any special moments in your life. There's no ifa and ifa. Every moment is a special moment. You should be able, as much as we learn or we try to look at a person and see the person as he is in front of me now, and to accept him for who he is now, and not saying, well, right now this person is less, so therefore let me not pay so much attention to him, then I'll pay to him because he's more important, so I'll pay more attention. No, on the contrary, every person is special. Every person has a quality that you don't have. So therefore everybody is special. Every moment is special. And every moment of your life is special just for the mere fact that it is never going to come again in the history of the universe. This moment is gone. Only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Right? So when you come to realize this, every moment is special. And therefore, if you come to realize that, you're never going to be bored, because the excitement of experiencing every moment, a moment of your life, is exciting. It's wonderful. So I'm never bored. I'm always looking forward to it. Therefore, I'm becoming positive. I'm looking forward for my life. And since I'm positive, I'm looking forward to do things. I actually end up doing things. And I'm building, and I'm constructing, and I'm becoming positive, and that has an influence, and this is how I affect the world in a positive way. But when I'm sitting down and doing nothing, and I'm wondering and pondering, woe's me, what should I do, and so on and so forth, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. That's not good. So every moment is special. It's very interesting. It's funny because we live our lives from not from truthfulness. We don't come from a place from within. We pick up habits and rituals that are prescribed to us mainly by movies and so on and so forth, or TV series and so on. You need to propose in a certain way. You're going with a girl, you want to propose, so you need to take her to that special place. Sounds like a song. Oh, whatever. You need to take her to a special place, and you need to go down on your knees, and you need to say, "Would you marry me?" And and she's because that's special. But if you are sincere, but that's if you're sincere, not if you're cheap. If you are sincere, you could give it to her, propose to her from the bottom of your heart, humbling yourself to the event in the middle of a Starbucks. It'll be the most magical moment. Of course, if she slaps you or she gets upset, you know right away she's not for you. Take the ring back and move on. But there's no such thing as a special. That moment is special. Every moment is special. The ability to discover. That's how you become hungry for life, because you want to discover more. You want to see more. And you're not just sitting there like this, getting fat and getting old by time, collecting dust and just waiting for this miserable life to pass. Hungry. You want to explore. And that's different. Judaism mixes the holy and the non-holy, the mundane, together in a mixture. It is finding the divine, finding Kadosh Baruch Hu in the regular activities. You don't need to sit down and smoke a joint and feel spiritual. That's for fools. Drugs are for fools. Drugs would alter your experience in a wrong way. If you are a real musician, you don't need drugs to play music. It would, and that's what we have today. They don't play music. They play tunes that would sell records because they sold their soul to the devil by using drugs and alcohol and all these things like that. Why do I need drugs to alter my experience? I want to see it the way it is. I want to experience the way it is. I want to see how things are. And again, that's why the Torah tells you, wait. She was your enemy. Shave her. Let's see things how they are. You really like her like this? Okay, you will like her like that. You need to be able to develop the ability to see beyond the package. It's like you will go to a flea market and you buy a folding knife, and you put it in a beautiful wrapping with bows and I don't know, fireworks and whatever. And I've seen one of my teachers, he one time got this pair of Chinese butterfly knives from the Phil Hartsfield one, and they came wrapped in a newspaper. So they said to him, "I'm sorry, it's just for the wrapping." He says, "No, that's the best wrapping they could possibly get." Who cares about the wrappings? It's handmade, forged, etc., etc., etc. How about you inside? Are you all about the wrapping or about the actual substance? What are you up to? Don't need to wrap things. Just give it like this, bubble paper, it's fine. The inside. And all of a sudden we have a mitzvah which is a very difficult, is Mechiyat Zecher Amalek, erasing the memory of Amalek. Most people refer to it as the killing of Amalek. However, there are many other ways of erasing the memory of Amalek from this world. Hi, Josh. How you test doing? Good. So we have it. We have the famous story of Amalek, where Amalek came in Rephidim and start battering the Jews, the weak ones. And they came, and they said to him, "I'm sorry, it's just for the wrapping." He says, "No, that's the best wrapping they keep possibly get." He says, "No, that's the best wrapping they keep possibly get." And when the Jews themselves were tired. And so from that point on, HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts his mark on Amalek and sees it as a target for us to deal with all the time. And here we're coming, in Parashat HaShavua, we're coming again on the essence of Amalek, and it's pointed out to us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is warning us, Zechor et asher asa lecha Amalek baderech. Remember what Amalek did to you on the way, when you came out of Mitzrayim, and so on and so forth. V'timche et zecher Amalek mitachat hashamayim, and you should erase the memory. It doesn't say to kill. It says erasing the memory of Amalek from under the sky. Don't forget. Don't forget. First of all, the question is what? Don't forget what? What am I supposed not to forget? I'm supposed to not forget to erase the memory of Amalek. I'm supposed to not forget what Amalek did to me. I'm not supposed to forget the commandment. What am I supposed to not forget here? So, and we said before, it is many people try to really pinpoint throughout history, who is this Amalek nation? And Amalek is not a specific nation. Amalek doesn't have a territory. Amalek is this nation that sometimes comes from the south, sometimes it comes from the east, but it's the ultimate foe of Am Yisrael. And it doesn't have a specific place. Sometimes they have cities, sometimes they don't have cities. But usually Amalek comes out of nowhere, usually when you have some kind of a doubt inside of you, and then whacks the heck out of us. And then we fight with it. But then again, if we started here, if you think that this is always and only an enemy who is flesh and blood, you might be a little wrong, because you might look all your life into a nation and you're never going to find them. However, you would see, and the Gra does refer to it, that every time in history there's another nation that takes the role of Amalek, and they have certain qualities within them. They're not merciful for women and children, for the weak ones, etc., etc., etc. They always come when you have a certain doubt or major doubts within you. Sometimes it will be Amalek, sometimes it will be the Romans, sometimes it will be the Germans, and sometimes it will be the Arabs. And there is a certain common denominator in all of them every time you have a doubt, whether on your right to the land, whether on should I stay a Jew or not a Jew, and so on and so forth. Usually, and now comes another nation that takes it. But if we refer to the beginning of this parasha, it says, Ki tetzei milchama al oivecha. If you're going to go on a war against your enemy, here comes the martial art part. Al oivecha. Chazal says, Zeu yetzer hara. So the war that you need to go out to launch a war is against yourself inside. Who is the Yetzer Hara? Yetzer Hara is not an entity that is created on the 6 days of creation and it says, Shalom Aleichem, this is Mr. Yetzer Hara, and so on and so forth. There's no such thing. Yetzer Hara is you. And we mentioned this a bazillion times. According to the numerical value, Amalek is the same gematria, I think it's 240, of Safek, a doubt. The Amalek inside of you, your Yetzer Hara inside of you, is the doubts that you have within yourself. When you are not clear, I didn't say programmed, clear about what you need to do. That's why, remember, we talked yesterday about being a farmer or working on a ranch or anything like this. You know what you need to do. You need to get up in the morning, you need to feed your animals, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. So some people look at farmers as like being these backwards people. But for whatever reason, that seems to hang on longer than people in urban societies. Why? Because in urban society, you don't know what they want from you. You don't know your place. You don't feel you have a place. You are full of doubts. You are so full of doubts that you don't know anymore if you're a man or a woman. You don't know anymore. You're full of doubts. And then will come those people which you would allow to implant greater doubts into you, and a doubt is like a wedge. When you're trying to split a log, right? You need to be, pretty strong to split a log, or to have a special axe that its design will be as such that will help you split it. But sometimes you can't. So you take a wedge, a special wedge, right? And you hammer it, and that by itself would split the log. Those people that you allow in your life, they are so destructive to put doubts in you. And that could be your friend. That could be your great aunt who seems so concerned about you finding your way in life that she's going to make sure to put her fears into you, her unresolved issues into you, or her way, in other words, to control you. Doubts. You have, stop, just a regular example. I don't know. Let's see, what do you want to be? You want to be a park ranger. How about that? You want to be a park ranger. You like the outdoors. You want to be a park ranger. You want to drive, do whatever you want to do. That's you like to do that. Well, here comes your auntie, and she says to you, park ranger? First of all, what a shame for the family. You're going to be a park ranger? What are you, Smokey Bear? What are you? What are you? How are you going to have a family? How are you going to support yourself? What a disgrace. A guy like you, with such brains, I always knew you lazy. What's the matter with you? And then you're like vulnerable, you're there, and she goes away. But all of a sudden, that starts to creep inside of you. That little blade of grass cracks your concrete. And before you know, you start to have doubts that that's what you want to do, that that's what you want to be. And then 2 weeks later, or 2 months later, or 2 years later, your dear auntie comes again, and she tells you, no, you still want to be a park ranger? And now you're afraid of her bombardment. And you say, I'm not quite sure. She says, good, now let me tell you what you should be. And she tells you, you should be under the sea, an octopus is guarded in the shade. I don't know. You should be, something. And she tells you that, and you go ahead and do that. From that moment and on, your aunt, whatever her name is, she became your little Amalek. When we say erase the memory of Amalek, it means erase all doubts from you within. Why? Because when you in doubts, you are immobilized. You can't work. You can't do anything. You can't decide where I should go here or I should go there. I should go here, I should go there. What should I be doing? The Torah is so beautiful. Chachamim, the Torah, which is one, tell us, very simple. Even when you have a doubt, don't have doubts. Even when you have doubts, don't have doubts. What does it mean? Safek midoraita lechumra, safek midarabanan lekula. Don't have doubts. Remove yourself from any possible doubt. Stay away from doubt as far as you can. Even when you have doubts, if it's a rabbinical issue, be lenient. If it's a biblical issue, be stringent. That's it. No doubts. Go on. Move on. Move. Because when you don't move on with your life, you become stagnant. Then the Yetzer Hara comes. And then you become vulnerable to anything you believe in. And that's the Kabbalah is so much against that. Not only the Kabbalah, everything. According to Kabbalah, when a person has doubts, he becomes himself a bedground, a breeding ground for tum'ah, for impurity. Because it's like water. If water is not flowing, and you leave water like this, I don't know if you travel, sometimes they have little ponds like this, that there's so much algae developed in it, it looks emerald green. It's not moving. You can't develop algae on moving water. It's moving. And then after a while it becomes a swamp. And a swamp stinks. And fish die. And there's no life. And the same thing to you. There is a price to pay for everything. Yes, you're right. You might not make a lot of money. Most likely you won't make a lot of money being a park ranger. Or, I don't know, being a teacher. And that's what you want to do. That's the happiness that you do. You become a positive person. You know, you will affect people. You affect the people around you. You grow your children in a more pleasant environment. Your kids will be happy. You maybe have a chance to have time with your kids. But we pick up jobs that we're never going to see our kids. We're never going to see our wives. So why bother altogether? Why bother altogether? Why bother having kids if I don't appreciate them? I don't want to be with them. I mean, I do, but I don't because I have to go to work. Rabbi, come on, I have to go to work. I have to provide them. Believe me, your kids will do fine without an iPad and an iPod and whatever it is, you know, that they have. They want a daddy. They want to go with you to play ball. They want to go with you in the summer to catch fish. Even if you don't catch anything, you just went and you laughed. And kids want to play football with you in the rain, to get dirty with mud. But you're too busy because you have doubts. You all of a sudden don't believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would provide you. So you have to go on your own. You don't believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would provide you with honest money. So you have to steal because you have doubts. And then you become a crook. And then you tell your children to be honest. Well, you're a thief. And then kids will say, one second, that's hypocrisy. And they will be exactly opposite of you. So if you try to push religion, they will snap out. They will see the fakeness of that. Our biggest fight is to our Jewish identity. There are always going to be forces. They're going to tell you why you shouldn't be a Jew, why you shouldn't be Shomer Torah. So, but what is it a Jew? It's not enough that your mother is a Jew. It's not enough. Yes, you'll be Jewish, but what really defines us as Jews? Asiyat mitzvot. Yeah, you need to have the two components. If a Gentile will do all the mitzvot, he still wouldn't be Jewish. You need that starter. You need that bed to grow the seeds. But if you are born to a Jewish mother and you haven't done mitzvot, it's just dirt with no seeds in it. Well, what will grow from it? It's not enough. It's enough to be good. You just be a good person. What the heck is a good person? My purpose in life is to be good. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as my friend used to say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should make us all into sheep. Sheep are good. Cows are good. They eat. They produce milk. They produce meat. And then they don't hurt anybody. They're good. They're good. Just good. That's the purpose of being good. It's supposed to change. To make it better. The fact that is not good. Just to be good. You need to do the mitzvot. And there were people who make you doubt. Why do you have to wear a kippah when you go in the street? Don't you know it's dangerous nowadays? You know, people will beat up Jews in the street. Take your kippah, put it in your pocket. Be Jewish, but put it in your pocket. I'm sure you heard it many times. No, I'm going to put it on. And if somebody says something to me, I'll rip his two eyes off. I'm a Jew. And if I have to die like this, at least I'll die like a man. I'll die like a Jew. Because if I will take it off, and I'll see another Jew being beaten up, and I say, oh, Baruch Hashem, I didn't put a kippah on. Like this I said, the other Jews, of course you're never going to go to help them. You're going to live with this feeling the rest of your life. You're going to hate yourself. So you're a hypocrite. These are the doubts. You need to say, listen, this is my uniform. And I am a soldier in the army of God. And as a soldier in the army of God, I need to understand if there's a war, I need to join the efforts in this battle. And this is not I'm not trying to push you to make a revolution or take guns and fight. No, I'm talking about internal things, the forces. The biggest fight that we have is not the fight with the enemy with a gun, it's the one we don't see. It's the sleeper cell inside of us. And we all have sleeper cell inside of us. These are the doubts. You know, because if it's an army against an army, I know what to do. I know what to do. Right? I collect intel. I have, you know, weapons and tanks and so on and so on. But what will I do if I have sleeper cell inside of us? Imagine, this country is awesome, it's great. It's 300 million people in the United States. Biggest force army in the world. Army against army, the United States always comes ahead. If we would unleash all its power without any restraints from stinkatitions, I mean, politicians, it would win any war, any given day. However, what will happen if we have 6,000 sleeper cells inside of us that would wage a guerrilla war or a terrorist act? We can't deal with this. What are we going to do? Go with tanks in the street? What are we going to do? So what do you do in a case like this? These are the little sleeper cells, the seeds of doubts are inside of you. How do you deal with that? Well, you have to start collecting intelligence. You have to do counterterrorism. You have to collect information. Let's go back. Let's say, for example, I know that there are X amount of people that enter this country with a visa and they're nowhere to be found. Or let's try to see where we can find them. In other words, you do the same war inside of the same intelligence gathering inside of you. I know I have doubts inside of me. What is the doubt? I have a doubt on topic A. Okay? Let's try to track back where did this doubt exactly penetrated into me? What was the point of entry? And then I'm starting to keep track of it. And then when it comes, I kill it. But for that, you need training all the time. Training yourself in Avodat Hashem, that's what the mistake that people make. People think, for example, I'll get into shape, I'll be able to run a marathon, and from this point on, I'll be in great shape. I don't have to run anymore in my life. I'm in good shape. Right? I'll learn how to play the piano perfect. From this point on, I don't have to train. Or I learn how to do martial arts. I condition my hands. I develop big calluses on my hand. And from that point on, I don't need to train. Which is absolutely wrong. Why? If you compare it to a knife, you always need to sharpen your knife. You use it, you need to sharpen it. You use it, you need to sharpen it. Your emunah needs to be tightened up all the time. You can't say, listen, you know what? I'm religious now. I'm Shomer Shabbat now. I have it made. I don't need to worry about my emunah. My emunah is good. I believe I don't have to worry about it anymore. Rabbi, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for 6 years that I knocked the heck out of you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for helping my wife, my children, my aunt. Thank you for the academy. Thank you. Goodbye. I'm out of here. I'm okay now. No, you need to work on your emunah every single day. That's your immune system. You need to have an alert system. Look at your body. This is how Kadosh Baruch Hu put this into motion. Your body will respond immediately to any aggressor that enters. Allergies, you sneeze, you're going to have a rash, something is wrong with you. You have this inside of you, but we don't look at it like this. When we have the aggressor coming into us, to the existence of our neshama, of our souls, we don't pay attention. Well, we develop spiritual allergies as well, but we take Benadryl, we don't care about this. Instead of saying, why am I sick? The difference between Western medicine and Eastern medicine. One deals with the symptoms, one deals with the core. One is preventive medicine. The other one is, when you're sick, I'll take care of you. Why do you wait until I get sick? Take care of me before, so I won't be sick. Isn't that better? Why do you have to wait until you have a problem with your emunah, a breakdown in belief, and then you might see somebody, which of course you won't, because the Yetzer Hara does not go after the strong ones, it goes after the weak ones. After the women and children, like the Hamas. Israel has rockets, the Hamas has rockets. Israel uses its rockets to protect its people. The Hamas uses its people to protect its missiles. That's the difference. That's Amalek. Kill it. Erase its memory. How do you erase its memory? By knowing your place. Knowing who you are, what you are, why are you doing this thing. It's a tremendous musar from this parasha. Don't just look at the parasha, this mitzvah, that mitzvah, that. See what it is trying to tell you. Look at the whole thing. Look what it tells you. And it tells you tells you one single parasha, one single pasuk in the Torah. In other religions, they made a religion out of. And we have a lot. And we should have no doubts. And that's why we should know that Kadosh Baruch Hu is Echad. When you know that one, there is one, so there's no doubts. The existence of all the numbers exists because there is one. And 0 exists because of 1. And 2 exists because of 1. Because if there's no 1, there's no 0. If there's no 1, there's no 2. And we know that Hashem is Echad, and Am Yisrael is Echad. Ata Echad, v'shimcha Echad, u'mi ke'amcha Yisrael, goy Echad ba'aretz. Shabbat Shalom.